Let's export this Keynote into movie form, shall we? It's actually super easy. So my Keynote's ready to go. I'm going to go up here to my three dots and then see I have this thing that says export. So if I click on that, it gives me a whole bunch of different choices. I want to export it into a movie. So now here you may have to fiddle around with it a little just to get it the way you want it. But see, you can change the resolution. Now this is a little bit based on how good of stuff you have in there to begin with, but I wouldn't go above 1080 since for your purposes you don't need to do that for this assignment. You can change the frame rate, slide range. You're most likely going to want all because you want your entire Keynote in there. Go to next slide. This is where you may have to play around with it a little bit to see how it works for your particular Keynote. What this is going to do is it's going to automatically transition from one slide to the next after 4 seconds. Since normally, when you have a Keynote, you have to actually click it to make it move. So this you may have to mess around with. If you have a lot of writing on each slide, you probably want to give a little more time for your audience to be able to read all your stuff. And then it says go to next build. The build is each individual thing on the slide. So if I have a picture that moves around the slide, that's a build. If I have some words that disappear and reappear, that's a build. So you might have to fiddle around with that. I'm just going to leave it at 1 second, and I'm going to click export. It does a little bit of thinking. This shouldn't take too long unless you have a ridiculously long Keynote. And there we go. So now it's going to want you to share this. You don't want to share yet. You actually want to click on the thing that says Save Video. So there we go. It saved the video to my Photos and Video app, and now I'm going to use that and put it into iMovie in the next video tutorial.